Now, staying in America next, the role of the American dollar as the world's reserve currency is being challenged, and now there are questions about its future even inside the United States. Congressman Ron Paul has introduced an act to legalise competing currencies like gold and silver to circulate next to the greenback. Let's turn to RT's Priya Sridhar in our Washington studio to pick this story apart tonight. Hi there, Priya. Now, in the past, you've introduced to us some Americans who indeed make and use their own currencies. So the idea of alternatives to the dollar isn't particularly new, is it? What's so special about Ron Paul's bill, then?
Hi there, Kevin. That's right. Well, you know, I did visit two communities in the D.C. area that were fed up with the American dollar and had started printing their own local currency instead. But now Congressman Ron Paul wants to take it one step further. He wants foreign currencies to be circulated within the United States. So does that mean I'm going to pay for my next Starbucks with some rubles? Well, joining me to help figure that out is economist and author Richard Cook. Richard, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So first of all, I want to ask you, how will this actually work if Congressman Ron Paul gets his way? Would I be able to go to Starbucks and pay with rubles?
Well, presumably you would. If the Federal Reserve note was no longer legal tender, then anything that a merchant would accept in trade would be the money that could be used. So probably you would. Now, of course, the merchant might have a little bit of a hard time figuring out exactly what the exchange rate was going to be. But the real purpose behind this actually is to give value to the gold and silver coins that are being minted by private mints in the United States, most specifically the Liberty dollar.
And how realistic do you think this is, that this could actually happen? It seems so far-fetched to many people out there.
Well, right now, there are in the United States hundreds of communities that are beginning to print their own local currencies. It's a massive movement. Of course, it's not only in the United States, it's happening in other countries as well, particularly in the English-speaking countries. Great Britain has a number of local currencies. Canada has them, Australia, New Zealand. And I would say probably up to 200 communities in this country now have local currencies. These currencies are already legal to be exchanged in trade. There are cooperatives being set up that are printing their own money, for example. This is something that's been going on for quite some time. It went on during the Great Depression. The type of money that was used locally during the Great Depression was called scrip. And scrip is coming back today in a big way, and it's being aided by the use of computer networks, because you can exchange now in local currencies without having any type of currency in your hand or in your wallet. You simply go into a computer, transfer a certain amount of credit to another user of the system, and they can do the same to you. So this is really becoming a major item of interest, at least, among consumers and among businesses.
And, some people have called this situation Washington's financial iron curtain that's kind of preventing competition between currencies here in the United States. Do you think that's a fair way of characterizing it?
Yes, I do. And the reason it is that way is the fact that the government will not accept any other currency for payment of taxes. It's acceptance of a currency in payment of taxes that truly legitimizes a currency. And because the only legal tender is the Federal Reserve note, and only the Federal Reserve note can be used in payment of taxes or its electronic equivalent or checkbook equivalent, that in effect creates a monetary monopoly through the Federal Reserve System. But once a jurisdiction, including a state government, a local government, begins to accept any type of alternative currency as a payment of taxes, then that opens the door for these currencies to be used much more widely.
Well, Mr. Cook, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. And Kevin, I'm going to keep you updated on that Starbucks.
Just as a story been given quite a lot of coverage to lately. There's this whole idea, has the dollar's day come? Are its days numbered? If our viewers just reminding, of course, if they're watching an American Night, if they want to comment on this story, I'm sure they've got something to say. They can catch everything we do from your good studios there on that YouTube page. It's all at youtube.com. Thanks.